What's going on, guys? Time for another Shoky Quickie. Blah. Another Dragon Stars figure. This time it's Broly. Kind of unleashed sort of mode, I guess. Yeah. It just says Dragon Ball Super version, Super Saiyan Goku Blue on the back. Nothing there. Really nice image of Broly there. So this is him in his armor. After they reconnect with Frieza, after however many years of being gone. Seriously, the Super Saiyan Broly, or the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, it's actually really good. A couple weird spots that I'm not a big fan of in the final, or in the fights. But for the most part, like, story's good, stuff like that. They make Broly a compelling character instead of just a giant frickin' mindless wall that everybody has to fight. I don't know what it is about this packaging. They made it harder to open. Maybe that's a good thing for theft purposes. So we got to get him open. We got the purple background to let you know he's evil. I think. In theory, it should be green because it's Broly. Alright, so it looks like basically a lot of this is going to be a repeat of the Broly we already have, but less muscular. I don't know, maybe it'll be a slightly different mold. It's hard to tell. Oh, I thought he had a zip tie. I forgot this is when he still had his control necklace. Okay, so let's turn the camera around and do the thing. And whop. Okay, it's time for the plastic birthing ceremony. Broly, it's your plastic birthday. Pretty sure that happened on a regular Broly too. This is what happens when you make a normal figure out of what used to be a Build-A-Figure. Sometimes things don't fit. Alright, get these frickin' big ass hands out, which I don't know if I'll use on this one, to be totally honest. It's being difficult. Come on. Come on. There we go. Yes, okay. Plastic crap, go away. Alright, so right out of the box, leg popped off. It happens. Pop, right back on. Alright, wow, that is a very, very loose joint. That's pretty crazy. Are these legs identical? No, they're mirrored. Okay. So, as it goes, we got our new Broly. Look how big that boy is. He's a big one. That's Broly do. I mean, he was always a big person. Let's see here. Let's move these arms around. Armor looks pretty good. Painted chest. I'm going to assume blue is the color of the body. Yep, it is. The neon green is all painted on. And you've got ridiculous fur thing. Trying to find a nice balance here for the camera. Give me a second. And, yeah, nice little things here. Actually, now that I look at it, this would all have to be new molding because the old Broly that we got before, the full-on Super Saiyan shirtless rage monster is actually all different sized, so they can't be the same mold. So all new mold for this Broly. That's good. That's really good. This foot is really wonky. Not gonna lie. Let's give him a little knee bend to see what happens. You know, just a tiny bit of knee bend. Fit that up there. Okie. So let's look at this head sculpt. Alright. He does have his crazy black hair, though it does look good. So he's not actually a Super Saiyan at this point. He's just like kind of weird, untransformed Uzaru mode. Big old screaming face. Got the scar across there, the yellow eyes, which is cool. Got his very loose control necklace there. I like that. See, the head does, or the neck seems to hinge. Gotta love that. Ball joint mounted head. It's a bit loose, but, you know, not gonna fall off. Didn't look like. Okay, green painted under there. That's actually very nicely done. Okay, so looks like a big ass ball joint inside. Gives you a lot of movement for the shoulder. disc hinge up and down with a little bit of ratchety movement. Bicep swivel, scars, double jointed elbow. It's good for about that much because he's pretty bulky. Which frankly he's going to be doing that motion anyways because he's screaming. Normal hinges for the hands. Everything's a little bit loose on this guy. It's a little weird. Big ball joint movement for the waist. You got light purple paint underneath there. Looks good. This whole situation here is fine. That's not painted very good. This would need a wash. I mean, like, it's got molded fur, but you just can't tell with anything that's going on there. Let's see here. Let's get him in a powering up mode. There we go. That's exactly what it's going to be. Alright, so we already know the legs are loose. Like super loose. I mean, look at this. Look at this ridiculous swivel. The knees are stiff as hell though, so I guess that's to offset the looseness of the thing. Can't even get that top knee to bend. Obviously this is white, painted on. No calf rotation, which would do it a lot of favors if we're honest here. So the ankle, there we go, finally getting it to move. Okay, there we go. I'm trying to get the foot to pivot and turn. That actually has a little bit of ratchet to it, so that's good. Little painted toesies on his little bootses. Could also do with some like panel lining just to highlight things. You know, this might be a candidate for just a quick once over. A little wash on this. Stuff like that, but for the most part, he's pretty good. He does have the open hands. I'm actually not going to use them on this one. I'm going to go with the fist hands. So just for size comparison, here is our Gotenks that we just did. That is still very troublesome. Like just trying to get it posed for thumbnail was hard. There we go. It's like he's still... This thing, because he's got giant feet, will stand up properly. There's Wally. We got anything nearby? Oh yeah, here we go. Here's 52 Toys Unus. Not a fair scale, because he's like a 7-inch scale. And last, of course, not least, next to his enraged, ridiculous Super Saiyan form. And this is what I was looking at. I was like, wait a minute, it can't be the same mold. It's way too big. Although it does look like a shrunk down version of the same mold. Like they just put it in at 10%. You know, or 90% I should say. At least I got the scars kind of in the same spot, but like smaller. Maybe it's just because they break up a little bit. You know. This one should have had a screaming face. I don't understand why it doesn't. You know, gigantic nipples and all that. And you can see the difference here. This skirt looks to be, yeah, this is even a different mold, because this is not a good mold. This one's actually pretty decent. I'm trying to remember if I actually ran some green over this. I might have got the really bright green hair, of course, and skin tone doesn't make any sense, but I guess it's because he's in Super Saiyan, legendary Super Saiyan form. You know, those shoulders that just don't quit. Knocking himself over. So yeah. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of prefer this one. I just wish it had this one's ear skirt, as it were. I'm gonna set this way to the back for the thumbnail purposes. Maybe turn off the overhead light so it's like darker in the background. There we go. That's pretty cool. That'll be a thumbnail right there. Let's push it back there. So this Broly is actually pretty good. Once again, I did get this with the $5 discount. That's how far apart I was buying them, obviously. I haven't seen them for sale anywhere else, to be totally honest. I've seen a few other things. I've seen Gokus, I've seen Krillins, I've seen other things still on the shelves in other places, but no Brolys. So I was actually pretty lucky to catch this when I did. So, but I like it. I think it's actually an improvement. There needs to be this, but Super Saiyan, obviously that should be easy enough to do. Basically change the hair color and the eyebrow color and give him probably a boring looking face. Like that straight face back there is kind of dumb versus this one's really crazy screaming face. There we go. All my lights are set up for the Grimlock I did. Alright, guys. But I'll call it there for this quickie. And I will see you on the next one, which we should be getting around to some plunderlings. I'll see you then. Remember, as always, keep on nerding.